Hello, I'm Tom Neiman. This is Inside the Summit League. Got a couple of great wins for the Denver men's soccer team coming up a little bit later. Cross country from the Bison Open this week as well. All of the scores from all of the sports from all of last week are running down below. In the meantime, you've probably heard of the Blue Angels, the Navy fighter pilots, but what about the Golden Knights? They are a parachute team from the U.S. Army. They were in Indianapolis recently, and they took IUPUI Athletic Director Mike Moore and men's soccer coach Isang Jacob up for a ride and then threw him out of the plane.
Hello, Jacob.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
I noticed that you're dressed up in this bright yellow jumpsuit. Can you tell me what's going on today?
Well, I'm jumping off the plane, with the Army team, so I'm excited about it.
All right. Well, that sounds fun. You ever been skydiving before?
No, this is my very first time.
First time. All right. So we're gonna go up 2.5 miles above the Earth. We're gonna come screaming back down at about 120 miles per hour. Are you ready for that?
Well, I'm ready now. I have the jumpsuit on. There's no going back.
All right, so have you ever done this before?
No.
No. Okay. Well, we're going to take you 2.5 miles up above the Earth, throw you out of an airplane, and we're going to come screaming back down at 120 miles an hour. Sound good?
Yeah, I think I might be screaming, but that'd be great.
Beautiful. Awesome, buddy.
Jacob!
I've ever talked to Jaguars. Go Jaguars!
That was great.
All right, talk to us. How was it?
That was great. That was great.
What an experience.
You just jumped from 13,500 feet. How are you feeling right now?
Feel great. What an experience. What an experience. I never thought I would do this, but it's the best experience, best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Up next on Inside the Summit League, some spectacular goals from the Denver men's soccer team in a pair of wins over two of the top 25 teams in the country.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health and your Heartland Chevy dealers. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. Denver is the preseason pick to win the league again this year in men's soccer. They've got the goalkeeper of the year coming back from last year. They've got the league tournament MVP coming back from last year. And here is more on the Pioneers with head coach Bobby Moose.
I think we got, first and foremost, we got a great group of young men, and it's the staff and I talk. I mean, you're blessed when you can be around 27 guys that you want to be around every day. And obviously it's a long season. We do a lot of travel, a lot of training, a lot of meetings, and we're just blessed to have this type of young men here. As far as soccer, we got a long way to go, but there's a lot of pieces in place. We're excited about the talent level, the depth, the experience that we bring back from a successful 2013 season. Just looking forward to keep going after it. We've been chasing teams in the past, and it's always a little bit better, you think, to be the underdog, but I think this is, like I said, a good group of mature young men that I think are excited about the challenge of having the target, and I'm excited about see how they respond. We have a group of young men that left the program that are now in the real world playing, working, 6 really good leaders, and I think that have been through ups and downs in a 4-year period that really wanted to leave on a real high note, and they left us in a really good place. And it's exciting from a coaching staff perspective to see what new group of young men is going to step up. But I'll tell you what, I think we have a really good core of leaders. They're going to do it by committee, and Taylor Hunter was named the captain the other day, which we're all excited about, but he needs help and he knows that. And I think we got a handful of guys that are going to do that. This is their program. This is the culture that they want to be a part of. This is a legacy that they want to have. And I know the senior class wants to create new history. I think the seniors last year did a great job, but really just support them in any way we can. Trust in what they're doing. They need to trust in what we're doing. And I think most importantly is what we really want to do is just family first, team first. And I think we have a group of guys that, they're all here for a common reason, and that's to win a championship. Each and every day we want to make progress. Ultimately, you want to see guys take ownership of positions. We're not giving any positions out. They're going to earn them. And it's great because I think we have depth in each and every position on the field. Freshmen, transfers, they've been in environments already. They know what college soccer is all about. I think they know what to expect. Maybe not at the University of Denver, but with the college game and the rigors of the college game, with the young guys that come in. But ultimately, I think they all have that, like we told them, just be a good teammate at first. As they're not going to really earn a starting position this week at the end of the season. It's a 4-year process, but we're expecting a lot of them to really help us immediately in some shape or form, and they're all bought in for the right reasons.
Well, Denver is up to number 19 this week in the National Coaches Poll. After being unrated last week, and Denver beat 2 teams that were in the top 25 last week. Did it last weekend, took out number 24 Cal State Northridge. On Friday, the Pioneers cranked out 14 shots on goal. Denver gets on the board in the first 11 minutes of the match. Karsten Hanlon gets the goal. Reagan Dunk with the assist, and it's 1-0 Pioneers early and 1-0 Pioneers at halftime. And then in the 66th minute, Ryan Dodson with a nifty pass, and that sets up Eric Cronenberg, who had a great weekend. 2-0 Denver midway through the second half. Cal State Northridge got a goal on a penalty kick in the 94th minute, but that was it. Denver freshman keeper Ryan Massey gets the win. 2-1 Denver, the victor in this one. And then 2 days later against Navy. Navy, the number 25 team in the nation. They had a great crowd on hand, more than 1,200 fans in the stands, and a Denver goal just before the half. Costa Cordistas with the cross, and Teddy Mullen with the goal for Denver. And it is 1-0 Denver at the midway break. All the way to the 89th minute, Denver in the lead, and then a gorgeous goal by Navy on a deep ball, kind of header deal, and that ties it at 1-1 with about a minute in regulation. Denver with a chance late on a rocket by Alex Toderica. Just misses, gets punched out high, and they go to overtime, tied at 1-1. But in the 97th minute, look at this. Here is Cronenberg again. He had that goal against Northridge and gets the game winner here and it's 2-1 Denver to complete big back-to-back victories. We get some cross country when we come back. We will hear from the Coyotes at USD and some highlights as South Dakota, one of 4 Summit League schools to open the season in Fargo.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health and your Heartland Chevy dealers. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Well, Summit League cross country is now off and running. South Dakota, the University of South Dakota is going to be good. The Coyotes cleaned up against Fort Wayne and South Dakota State and North Dakota State in the Bison Open in Fargo over the weekend. We've got more on that coming up in a minute. But first, here is USD coach Dan Fitzsimmons on how he hopes his team is going to progress throughout this year.
Yeah, expectations are high. I mean, we always talk about trying to win a conference championship, but this early in the season, it's all speculation, and it's just going to be a matter of how we develop. Well, the early season, we're just trying to get meets where everyone can compete. After we get through the first 2 meets, we'll have a better idea of where we're at, and then we'll get ready for the GRIAC, which will be kind of our top people competing because that's very competitive. And then it's just going to be a matter of down the home stretch, you know, who's healthy, who's developing the fastest, and who can contribute come conference time. The thing, I think, and this is probably why we got ranked so high, is everyone knows we've got some pretty good individuals coming back. On the women's side, Amber Eichhorn and Katie Wetstein should lead us, and on the men's side, Brant Hazy and Mubarak Musa. Musa, was second in the Summit League last year, and was one of the top finishers in the regional meet. So, with those types of scores up front, if we can just add a little depth to it, we should be very competitive.
Well, South Dakota was part of the pack at the Bison Open in Fargo on Friday. South Dakota State and North Dakota State and Fort Wayne and North Dakota also running. They kept track of individual finishes, of course, and then used a dual scoring system between the schools. Anyway, lots of Bison and Coyotes out in front in the women's race. Amber Eichhorn up there for South Dakota. And it comes down to Eichhorn and Aaron Teschuk of North Dakota State at the finish. Teschuk wins it in a time of 18:09 3/4 for the 5,000 meter race. And then the men, they go 6,000 meters. And South Dakota State is the preseason favorite to win the league championship this year. The Jackrabbits had 3 of the top 9, including Brendan Sage in second place. South Dakota had 2 of the top 3, though. Brent Haas is the winner. Mubarak Musa finishes 3rd, and South Dakota wins all 4 of the team duel matchups. Brendan Skeim, the top finisher for North Dakota State, they're coming in 5th. Full results at the Bison website at gobison.com. Coming up next, food is fuel. Some advice from the sports nutritionist at IUPUI on how learning how to feed your face could help you win your next race.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health and your Heartland Chevy dealers. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. They have a department at IUPUI called Student Athlete Support, and it includes a nutritionist by the name of Heather Fink, and she is wicked smart. She's a registered dietitian, has a master's degree in kinesiology. She's written 2 books on the link between diet and sports performance, and part of her job is to help the Jaguars eat right so that they can perform better. And her first piece of advice is stop eating all of that junk.
Well, the main thing is to show them that they have healthy options at their fingertips and that they can be quick, easy, and inexpensive. If they know that there are options available to them that are easy to prepare and don't cost very much, many of them will choose that. It's just they have the perception that healthy foods cost a lot and take a lot of time to prepare.
Fink says a lot of college kids know how to cook for themselves because their parents probably tried to teach them. In other words, get some home cooking and then learn how to make it for yourself.
Well, for many of them, going back home is actually an easier option because their parents are preparing meals for them. So to get back into the routine of eating with their family and then also taking time to learn how to cook. So many of them need some cooking skills. They need recipes. They need to know how to prepare some foods. So I encourage them to take the opportunity while they're at home and have a full kitchen available to them to get some of those skills over the summertime that can carry into the fall.
Fink has been working with student athletes for 17 years, and no matter what the school or the sport, she can get it down to a handful of common concerns when it comes to nutrition for student athletes.
I would say there's three things. Hydration is a huge one. Many athletes are not hydrated well on a daily basis and certainly are not doing a good job hydrating during practice or in games. The second thing is they're not eating enough. Many athletes are skipping meals altogether or not eating in between meals, and so they're really running low on gas, feeling very tired because they're not eating enough. And then the final thing is that they're not choosing nutrient-dense foods, that they're choosing convenience foods, fast foods, over healthy, well-balanced meals.
So instead of a meal of chips and ramen and fruit snacks, try to keep this one piece of simple advice in mind.
Well, the main thing is trying to aim for 3 different food groups per meal. So a fruit or a vegetable, a good protein source, and then whatever else fits with the meal. That this is one of the most basic concepts of meal planning that I find that 99.9% of the athletes are not doing. And if we could just do that, then that would help them to think about getting balance and variety throughout the day.
There you go. Eat a vegetable once in a while. Would it kill you? All right, part of our job here on this show is to kind of be the party host, mingle around, introduce everybody to everybody else. And on that note, we give you Summit on the Street. It's a segment of random questions, random answers from random student athletes and coaches from around the league.
Hi, I'm Aaron Gill, junior midfielder at IPFW, and I'm here with Sam Pavlica, junior goalkeeper. So, Sam, who do you consider your hero?
My mom. My mom is definitely my biggest hero. She inspires me every single day. I want to be just like her when I grow up.
And what is your favorite television show?
Family Guy. Makes me laugh.
Okay, what do you remember about playing in your first college game?
I was so nervous. I was a freshman, and I just remember it was a pretty big game and had to do really well, so I made sure I got everything down, but it was pretty nervous and nerve-wracking.
What is your funniest moment as a player?
Freshman year, we were playing a spring game, and the sun, you couldn't see that, like, the sun was blinding my eyes when I actually ran into the post.
Hey, I'm Torrance Brown. I'm a senior on the men's soccer team at Western Illinois University. My favorite movie has to be All the Rush Hours because of Chris Tucker. Best comedian of all time, hand down.
Probably Billy Madison for sure. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever. He cracks me up. Just the whole going back into school when he's like 28.
My favorite movie right now is Wolf of Wall Street. I really like Leonardo DiCaprio, so that's all.
My favorite movie? I would say The Avengers.
My favorite athlete will have to be Thierry Henry. He plays on the New York Red Bulls soccer team. Played for Arsenal, the greatest team in the world also. And he pretty much got me started on my path to soccer, which got me here.
Everything. My dad was in the Army, so we moved all over the place, but I kind of landed in Nashville, and I would think that I'd be a huge country fan because of that, and I'm just now starting to get into country, but I love reggae, I love hip-hop, love alternative rock, but just now becoming a country fan, which is my new endeavor.
Oh, I listen to Mexican music, like banda and bachata and duranguense.
Sons of Anarchy right now. Incredible, intense show. There's a lot of drama involved in it, but yeah, just the writing on that show is pretty incredible. But if it's not that stuff, anything that has to do with comedy or sports, I really get into quite a bit.
Definitely Friends. I have all of the 10 seasons on DVD and I watch it like every day, so.
My favorite TV show would be Modern Family.
Up next, news and notes from around the league, including a new all-time kills leader in volleyball at the University of South Dakota.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health and your Heartland Chevy dealers. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Time for this week's news and notes from around the Summit League. And in men's soccer, we showed you those games. Denver, they beat Cal State Northridge and Navy. It's the first Summit League team since 2008 to beat two ranked opponents in a single season, and they are the first team to do it in consecutive games. Western Illinois' Charlie Bales is named one of the 30 men's soccer national finalists for the Senior Class Award. That's community involvement, classroom work, and character and competition. In women's soccer, South Dakota scored 11 goals against Arkansas Pine Bluff. That's a new program record. It's the fourth highest match total in league history. 9 different Coyotes scored in that match. Lauren Miller of North Dakota State had 4 goals in 2-1 wins over Air Force and Northern Colorado. She leads the league right now with 7 goals overall. And in volleyball, South Dakota's Kendall Crittenbrink had 13 kills against Kansas State on Saturday. She is now the school's all-time kills leader at over 1,460. Moves into 7th all-time in Summit League history. And Fort Wayne's Emily Spencer was named the most valuable player at the Bronco Classic at Western Michigan. She had 58 kills in 3 matches, including 26 against Western Michigan, as Fort Wayne won that match 3-2, and Fort Wayne goes 3-0 in that tournament. And we get some home volleyball finally this week. The Jackrabbits are at home in the Jackrabbit Invitational. We'll see you next week.